Hi, this is Billie Beene here with a flash world news update. Today's date, June 12, 2024. Time about 2 p.m. in Texas. This is World Episode 173. Baby, I think we could be on the brink of a hot war. So I'd like to begin by saying thank you to Dwight P. and Margaret J. for extra support for my channel. Some of the things we'll be covering currently at this minute. Russian explosions are being seen and felt off of the coast of Florida. And we have NATO juicing up to take F-16's from Poland and Romania into Ukraine and launch onto traditional Russia. It's my perspective. When NATO goes hot here, Russia is going to go hot and will strike inside the U.S. And we have this going on. Turkey is withdrawing from the CSTO. And no, Turkey is withdrawing from NATO. Armenia is withdrawing from CSTO. Turkey has declared war on Armenia. So let's get started. Okay, Hal Turner is bringing this out. Currently, at this minute, explosions from Russian warships. We also have a Russian sub that has surfaced off of the coast of Florida. In the coast of Florida, explosions are seen and felt. Russian drills, and I submit they are locked and loaded and ready to go hot if this situation by the NATO operating against and violating the NATO treaty, which is for defense, not offense, is putting in place forces to go hot, to act as an offensive force against Russia. So we see that going on. So we have off of the Florida coast, we have three Russian warships, including the Admiral Goshov that carries the Zircon missiles. Now, on a recent interview on Through the Eyes of, ANIA K, Polish journalist who interviewed Andrei MARTYNOV, a former Russian military officer, now an American citizen, said, these Zircon missiles that Russia currently has off of the coast of Florida can reach anywhere inside the U.S. and into Canada. And currently, this afternoon, they are doing a drill with these explosions right off the coast of Florida, extending out into the ocean, 373 miles. They're due to arrive in Havana, Cuba in a few hours and will be there through June. They will be between Cuba and Venezuela all summer and into the fall. Now, Scott Ritter, a retired Marine military analyst, recently made this comment. He was reminded by a line from a Bob Dylan song, How Does It Feel? And he's talking about NATO putting hot forces here, threatening to go hot, and Russia doing tit for tat and the same thing against the U.S. Now, President Vučić of Serbia believes World War III will begin in 2 to 3 months. Hal Turner's perception is 10 days, and I agree with Hal Turner, and this is why. Because it's about the money. And we know the Federal Reserve and the debt of the U.S. is not payable by the U.S. So they're going to go to war. Now, this is coming out today. that the U.S. Treasury put sanctions on Russia, and Russia responded by saying the sanctions of the U.S. Treasury are effective today. And then Russia put sanctions on the U.S. via its Moscow Stock Exchange and announced today, June 12, that tomorrow, June 13, on the Moscow Stock Exchange, there will be no trade in U.S. dollars or euros. So we see that going on. What the U.S. Treasury did is they cut Russia off from from making transactions in U.S. dollars to the U.S. from the Moscow Exchange and the National Clearing Center for international transfers of money. And it's rumored now that Moscow may add to its decision-making centers that it will take out if it strikes America. They are now adding Wall Street, located in New York City. I believe it is about the money, and I believe it's getting ready to go hot. And we have this from New York Prepper talking about the Russian warships that are off the coast of Florida. And Redacted also is commenting, and we have, of course, in the air, doomsday planes, B-52 strategic bombers. We have our spy planes. We also have destroyers in this area, according to Redacted, the USS Truxtun, the USS Oscar Austin, and a third that has a fake call sign. We also have a P-8 Poseidon nuke trailers. We have B-52s and other planes in the air. So this is going on. And we have Canadian Prepper is talking about in Ukraine, in Kaliningrad, that's a Russian enclave. They have 100 nukes stored here. Russia also has nukes in Belarus and, of course, traditional Russia. Hal Turner is saying that NATO is doing practice runs now with F-16s flown by NATO pilots from Romania and Poland. In Romania, one of the bases is Fatizi. In Poland, Reskov. And also in Romania, they're making practice runs to Odessa and Tulsia and Vakov, and making runs over Snake Island. So that's going on. And we have this. So NATO planes will take off from Poland and Romania. It's believed they will carry JASSM 370-kilometer range missiles, and also the AIM-120D that has a 180-kilometer range. F-16s are now flying over the Black Sea to practice attacking Odessa. Ukraine is prepping to strike Belarus. And we've had, for the first ever, a Ukraine strike on Belgorod, that's inside traditional Russia, where they hit a command node using U.S. weapons. Yeah, so that's going on. That happened Sunday. Yeah, President Vučić of Serbia, 2 to 3 months for World War II. Hal Turner believes 10 days. I agree with Hal. I believe it's about the money, and that will, as we're seeing this move by the U.S. Treasury against the Moscow exchange and then Moscow responding. I believe it's definitely about the money. And we see that F-16s flown by NATO pilots have already entered Ukraine airspace as they do these practice runs. Now we had this morning, also 6/12, we have Russia make a sudden mobilization and activate all active tactical nuke exercises from the Arctic to the Baltic Sea. I believe we're going to see a hot war shortly. We also had this morning, we have Turkey to withdraw from NATO. Armenia is withdrawing from the CSTO, Collective Security Treaty Organization. Armenia has several Russian bases inside Armenia, which they said they will give to France. France is an enemy of both Turkey and Russia. Therefore, Turkey is going to withdraw from NATO and make a declaration of war on Armenia, specifically Yerevan, their capital city. Turkey wants to put a channel from Turkey through Armenia through Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is an ally of Turkey into the Caspian Sea. So that's going on. This concludes my flash. It's good to prep and pray. I love you, and I'll see you soon.